boy Yaron, and you're watching or listening to the Yaron Show, the Game Changer. Just before the show actually starts, I taped this a couple of days before, so I believe I taped this on a Saturday. I don't remember what day, but you'll see it down below in the information views, all those information down below where the comments and the details are. Just before the show starts right now, I do want to let you guys know that I will be disabling the comments. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the last video and podcast that I did, there was a lot of disturbance comments about my videos, since it was about my religion and all that stuff. I'm not going to take that in consideration, first of all. That's number one. Everyone has their own beliefs. You don't need to comment down below on my videos and tell me what to believe and all that stuff. So I just wanted to clarify that, because last time that I made this episode was in Long Island, of course, before I moved, which I'll explain to you in the video. So I'm going to be disabling the comments on YouTube, but if you're listening on Spotify, no problem. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not going to be taking these criticism of certain beliefs and how people don't perceive to Judaism or something like that. I'm not going to take that comment and all that stuff. I'm not going to be mentioning names, but that's not going to be part of the show. I'm not basically allowing that. It's first of all, I have a lot of people that are watching this, and some of them are, within the religion, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna keep on letting some people comment on certain things. If you want to comment, please be nice. But for now, I'm keeping this particular comment of the video disabled just because of what I said numerous of times right now. So, yeah. And now I'll be saying this in Hebrew. מה שאמרתי באנגלית זה ממש נכון. קיבלתי קומנט מאיזה מישהו מיוטיוב, ואני לא מרשה את זה למישהו שמאמין במשהו כזה. יש אנשים שמאמינים מכל דבר, ואני לא מרשה שמישהו שסתם כותב ביוטיוב שלא מאמין בדברים כאלה. פעם שעברה היה לי וידאו שדיברתי עם כל האינפורמציה על זה, וזה ממש שם אותי במצב שאני לא האמנתי. אז אני רק רציתי להגיד לכם שה-comments יהיה ממש disabled. אתם לא יכולים לכתוב על זה רק בשביל עכשיו, זה לא בשביל ה-future. This is not for the future, but this is just for this video. אבל back to Hebrew. אבל כן, אני אומר שאת כל המילות הקשות האלה שבאים אליי אנשים ואומרים על האמת שאני יהודי, וכל הזמן אנחנו מסתכלים כמו כולם דואגים וכל זה, ומה שקורה בעולם הזה, אני לא מרשה את זה. זה לא משהו שאני ממש מרשה. אז כן, רק רציתי להודיע לכם שלעכשיו אתם לא יכולים לכתוב כלום. אני רוצה גם לעשות את הריסרצ' שלי ולדעת את כל האינפורמציה הזו על מה יכולים לעשות ביוטיוב ואיך אנחנו יכולים to keep it safe. אבל כן, רק רציתי להודיע לכם אותו דבר מה שאמרתי באנגלית. אז כן, אבל בכל זאת תהנו מהפודקאסט. Like I said in Hebrew right now, like literally just 5 seconds ago, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and yeah. Anyways, guys, enjoy the show and podcast. It's your boy Yaron, and you're watching or listening to the Yaron Show, the Game Changer. So today I'm going to be talking about the fact that where was I for the last 3 weeks, which probably you're asking yourselves right now. Where was I? Why wasn't I making a lot of episodes of Nick's Take and all that stuff? Well, I'll be explaining them right now. So of course the name of the episode is Where Are You? And I'll just be sharing why I haven't been making the episodes and what I've been up to. So let's get this show on the road. So one of the reasons why I haven't been making as much content as I would, it's because part of the fact is that I'm within a program. And I do a lot of activities within this program. And it's a lot of fun, but also understand that it's a lot of money. Think about it, with people with intellectual disabilities, with going to different programs, that if you want to fulfill this, and when I mean this, I mean apartment, living alone in a group home, or just an apartment in itself, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work. I've spoken to a lot of people that have done this, and including my parents, and they do as much to fulfill those dreams that we have. Is it easy? No, but is it hard? Yes. I think when it comes down to working on it and fulfilling those dreams, just like what I did, yeah, it is. Now, also, I said it last episode of The Game Changer that, I'm going through this process of being within this program. Let me just tell you guys this. It's just like going to an NFL, NBA, NLB draft, or NHL draft. You get drafted, but first you have to be known, or first you have to approach yourself that you're going to be known to the league. So instead of the draft, they scout you, just like in any ordinary sport. You go get scouted, they see how you are, then you get drafted. Now the draft is hard because, of course, they want to see your talents. So it's the same exact thing with this program that I'm in right now. I was scouted, they interviewed me, then they saw my potential. They said, you know what, let's see what you got in this program. You're going to go to some of these, activities that we provide and all that stuff. And okay, I went to them, and you know what, I had fun and all that stuff. Okay, so now here comes the draft. You're already in, right? Not yet. Another thing that I had to do was get myself a community hab worker. You might be asking yourself, what is that? It's a person that helps you with just daily routining and all that stuff. You can go with him or her out and about and go to a movie or going to a basketball game like myself, or just do anything. But within this program, they want you to fulfill just living independently and showing you, okay, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And yeah, you know what? It's kind of cool in a way, but it is what it is. You gotta follow by the book. Is it easy? No. But you're gonna have to deal with it. Listen, I got in just like literally months ago, as right after I was talking about last season, while I was in my parents' house. And listen, the process takes a long time because it's like you're getting drafted within each day. It's not like the show itself of the NBA draft where they have 62 draft picks and 2 rounds. No, this takes time. This is like, it could take 5 months, it could take 2 months, 3 months. You could you can count the months that you're not within this place. But is it nice? No. I mean, that's how it is. And think about it. You're paying a lot of your money to actually be within a program like this. And this could be any program, but in particular, where I am right now, it's this program, And am I allowed to say the name of it? No. But did they tell me to talk about it? No. So I'm doing it anyways because you know what? At some time when you make videos like what I do and I enjoy doing, I want to get it out there and I want to empower others so that way when they fulfill a dream to say, you know what, I want to live alone, you could watch this video and tell yourself, okay, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing as what Yaron is doing right now. Okay. And think about it. When you talk about the move that I've done throughout this time, also within the program, but think about it. At the time, you guys saw me in Long Island, do my videos in Long Island in my old bedroom. You could see it through the old videos. And I lived there for so long. It probably has been maybe at least 25 years that I've lived there. Do I still miss the place? Yeah, because it's where I grew up. 25 years since I was born. Of course, when I was born, I lived in a different area in Long Island. But then, a year after, I moved to this particular town in Long Island. And since then, ever since I moved from that particular town, it's just been hard, I mean, there's days where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be here in Westchester. It's not my vibe. It's not who I am, because think about it. Where I used to live, there was a big community of the Jewish community, and I was just used to it. I had friends that were Jewish and all that stuff, and now I'm coming to an environment where it's kind of like you're starting from scratch and you don't know what to do. And I don't want to be that person that is kind of racist or kind of has religion backgrounds and all that stuff, because I'm Jewish. I'm proud to be Jewish. And you know what? I could talk about it all day. But when you move from one county to another, it's just a lot of shit goes on in your head, and including like mine's. Some days I'm just here and I'm like, I don't want to be in this fucking program. I don't want to be here in Westchester. I mean, come on, man. But at the same time, it's like you've done so much that at least take the time to take maybe 5 years, 6 years, a rookie beginning, and just say, you know what? Let me see. Take 5 years. Take 6 years until you get a girlfriend or something like that. Or until you're just sick and tired of being in this particular program. And that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm gonna investigate. I'm going to see if I like it or not. And you might never know. Maybe there's going to be a different time where I'm just going to be in a different place than where I am now. But right now I'm just a rookie, so I want to learn even more while I'm here in Westchester. You might never know. Maybe I'm going to be in Queens or I don't know, in New York City maybe. Or maybe in Long Island, but in a different town. The possibilities are endless, but I'm just a rookie right now. I don't want to quit. I bust my ass. My parents helped me. Think about it. When you're a person that has intellectual disabilities, your parents and also you are doing a lot because you have all this life plan thing and random people coming to your house, and you just don't, your brain is in so much, your brain is just, building up so much information that each time you're going through a meeting or when someone is coming to your house to see how you're doing within the program, or just your community hab worker helping you just clean your apartment or fulfilling what you want to fulfill, it's at the same time you're like, the fuck, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this, man. Why does it have to be me? And that's what I ask myself every single day. But it is what it is. You know? It's hard. But you're gonna have to deal with the fact that this is who you are. You're a person that has intellectual disabilities, and deal with it. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. Be proud of it. Stick with the process. And later on in life, ask yourself, do I want to be here or do I not? That's what I'm doing. There's some days where I have fucked up days here and I'm like, I don't want to be here. But I'm just a rookie, so you know what? I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it, you know? I live in like a great complex. And it's like, come on, like, what more can I ask? Like, of course I'm gonna have my fuck up days here in Westchester County, but, I mean, come on. Like, some days I'm just like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and some days I'm just not as thankful as I am. Like, sometimes I'm just like, be thankful that you're getting as much help as you can. Like, even with your parents, be grateful. Just tell them thank you. Even the second language that I speak in. תגיד תודה, זה לא קשה. נו, מה יש לך את כל התסבוכים וכל הבלגן וכל הסחרחור בראש? בשביל מה? אתה רק חי פעם אחת. אתה רק, באמת, אתה חי פעם אחת, אז לך תזרום בחיים. אם אתה לא אוהב את זה, אז לא צריך לאהוב את זה. תגיד לעצמך פאק איט, אני לא רוצה את זה. אבל צריך לקחת את הזמן שלך. Like, really, you need to take your time. By the way, subtitles will be down below if I could get them working on YouTube. So if you could find the closed caption in from Hebrew to English, I'll put it down below. So, you know, yeah. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like, that's how it is. You know what I mean? You have hard times when you go from one place to another, and I probably said this in my other episodes within the Game Changer, but it is what it is. You know. יהיה לך חיים תותים, and then you just tell yourself, I have a sweet life. Like, there's a saying in Hebrew, what is it? Like החיים שלנו תותים, you know, which is like saying your life is like honey, you know. Like, there's even a saying where it's like חיים שלך זה דבש. It's like honey. It's like each time you're just gonna get used to the fact that it's like, you know what, החיים שלי, like, is really honey. It's really, really good honey. There's gonna be some days where it's gonna be a disgusting honey, where you put it on your waffle or something like that, but you gotta do it. You're a rookie. I'm a rookie right now. I'm learning. אני יכול להתלונן עד מחרתיים. אבל there's days where I'm like, מה תעשה? מה תעשה? Like, of course. And there's some days where my friends call me and they're like, one of them, which you probably know from one of my episodes of Nick's Take, or the first 2 seasons of my show, Josh, where he was kind of like, oh, you should come back and live in Long Island. And I'm like, listen, I already moved to this apartment. It's a lot of money. I'm paying this program thousands of dollars upon the expenses of living in this apartment. Like, let it take time. You're just a rookie. This is my first year. This is like literally the first 5 months that I'm here. I can't give up. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, just cancel my lease and just be like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. You know what I mean? You can't give up. It's just like, you know, it just is what it is. You know, but I'm gonna talk about that in a bit, or maybe like a little bit later on, and what I'm up to. But just know that if you're in a position where you want to move alone and all that stuff with like programs and all that stuff, just know that everything will be fine. The process is going to take its time. So, the next thing I want to talk about is my trip to Israel. So, I don't know if some of you follow me on Instagram, on my personal Instagram, not the show itself, but I did go to Israel with Brithright. And Brithright is like one of those free trips where you go to Israel and you just see the whole entire city of Israel or something like that. And that was quite an experience because I'll tell you one thing. I do have family there, but I've never gone there like with friends or something like that. And it was really, really nice. It was just like, each morning we sang songs. And each time that it was like morning, we would sing Boker Tov and, I can teach you a word. Like we just like one of our like counselors or something like that. He made up like, I don't know if it was him that made those songs. Like, I Can Teach You a Word was basically a cover up from Aladdin, A Whole New World. And it was kind of nice, Am I going to sing it? No, because I just want to share with you guys the experience that I had over there. So it was really nice. Even just like meeting new people across from the States, it was nice. And it was like, you got to learn something new about their background and origin. And it was so interesting. Like, I never knew that. And like, even at times when I was there, I was like, damn, I want to visit my family and extend the time there. Because when you're done with the trip, you also could extend the time while being there alone, solo. But since there's like so many things going on in Israel, it's not like, the safest thing, even to talk about in this podcast. But it's just like, it's a rusty, moment over there, what they're dealing with in terms of political issues and all that stuff. So it's not really a perfect time to talk about that. But, I mean, okay, I did see one of my aunts, one time. Like, it was probably for an hour or two, but, it is what it is. You're gonna, like, while you're at these trips, you live your life once and you just want to experience the fact that you go to Birthright and you just get a free trip to just see the culture and even like get a feeling of it, I mean, even though that I have experience of like being there before, but just with family, it's different when you're with a group that haven't been there before, because half of the people, the whole point of Birthright is that people have never been to Israel. So it's a free trip. And since I was one of the ones that have been there numerous of times, it was kind of like obvious of like, oh, where I am and all that stuff. And like as a kid, do I remember these things? No, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, wow, it's a very nice place. It's like I haven't been here in a long time and I don't remember nothing because I was probably around the age of maybe like 3, 4, or 5. And it's just like such a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, you go with a bunch of people from the States, and the atmosphere that was there, like within this group, it was so much fun. Like even just meeting the Israelis, it was like I couldn't say how much I enjoyed it so much. Like part of the time, because I know the language fluently in Hebrew, it was kind of like most of the days I was like their translator whenever someone within the group didn't know Hebrew. And it was like so funny because being there and knowing the language that you have family there, it's like a special moment. You're just like, wow, like It's pretty cool. And like even times when the Israelis like, first met me, they were like, "Oh, what's your name? Yaron? Oh, it's a Hebrew name." And then I was like, אתם יודעים שאני מדבר בעברית. And they're like, "Oh shit." Like, they're like, "Man, he knows Hebrew." Like, "Oh my god, הוא מכיר עברית, יאללה. איפה אתה נולדת פה? וואו, 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 אני לא מאמין. And it's just like this feeling where you're like, "Oh man, like, this is a good feeling. I know this is going to be a good trip." You know what I mean? It's just like, at the end of the day, you just tell yourself, this is going to be a good trip. And when I did that, I was just like, oh, it's about to go good. Like, And I just enjoyed it, like all the soldiers and, like part of them were like, already like past the army. So they were like doing internships or something like that, and continuing life. So it was an amazing feeling. What I do have to say is that just going with new friends and with the group, it was just really an amazing experience. And even just like while, talking to some of the Israelis and, even like Israelis talking to other Israelis within the group, they were kind of like asking each other questions, and I even came along because I know the language a little bit fluently. So it was kind of like getting to know them and also like interacting with them and asking them Q&A questions. I'm like, damn, like, my God, they have an interesting life, because when you think about it, you always say, oh man, like Israel is a good place, but for a person like myself that's been there numerous of times and know what's going on in the state of Israel, it's like, טוב, יש שם בלגן, אני לא יודע, זה, כמו, מה קורה איתכם שאתם חיים ככה וכל זה? And it's like, you ask these questions, but then it's like, they answer you with this question of like, no, they answer you with this answer of, אתה יודע, זה לא קל, אבל אנחנו חיים כזה שיש לנו A, B, and C, whatever. And it's like, interesting. You're just, it's just a matter of just like getting to know them, knowing what these guys are just doing in a day-to-day consistent basis of being in the army, doing things after the army. It's just amazing. And while I was there, I was like, you know what? Like, now I know what Israel is really about. Like, even when you're just going with friends, and even new friends within this trip, it's just an amazing experience. So, atmosphere was great. Half of the times I was the Tilgum, or an English translator for them, so it was really fun being with the Israelis as well. And the final thing that might take a little bit long to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it anyways, is what am I up to now? So right now I'm working within I'm working in a temple in Temple Israel of the Westchester community. And, it's pretty fun. It's also interesting because, like, I come from Long Island. So as Long Islanders, you don't really expect new things as like, I don't know what they call themselves here in Westchester, but I'm just going to say Westchester, or Westies, whatever. That's what I like to call them, because they don't have, like, how you say Long Islanders and then Westchester people. Like, I don't think that's a thing, like Westchester people, but I call them Westies because, first of all, you're in Westchester now, so, but knowing the things that I'm used to in Long Island and just getting the shift of a change of, like, what the atmosphere is also like here in Westchester, it's kind of like, oh shit, like, Westies do it a lot more different than Long Islanders. And I'm always going to be a Long Islander, I'll tell you that for a fact. I'm not going to become a Westie. I mean, really, I can't literally see myself for so long, even just like having a girlfriend or something like that, maybe a family. I can't see that myself here, in terms of, like, sending my kids to school or something like that. But it's just that's that's way more looking ahead. I mean, I tend to do that a lot. I believe also some of my siblings, I don't know, but that's a different story. No, but it's interesting working within Temple Israel of Westchester, and it's really really interesting of just being in that community. I think the only thing that is kind of a little bit weird for me here is that like most of the Jewish communities over here in Westchester is hidden, so it's not so much of like, oh, you'll see like a temple or a JCC like in your face. Over here you have to like, it's almost like going on a scavenger hunt. You see a note, and then you're like, oh shit, I found a note, and it's like, oh man, like I just found this. Now I'm gonna read it, and then you just throw it back, and you're like, okay, let's go on an adventure, and you're just like Doran Boots or whatever the fuck. So, it's like you're going on an adventure, but you're just having that hard time to find that Jewish community. But luckily, since my parents kind of know here, mostly my mom kind of knows here the Jewish community, at least I have that help from my mom. And I've got to say, I really appreciate it, because if it wasn't for my mom knowing this community within Westchester, I wouldn't be here. And like I said before, there's just some days where I'm like, I can't do this, like I can't be here, and I'm like, I just legitimately can't. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, screw it, like legitimately, screw it. Like, I'm like, you know what, Yaron, you signed up for this shit, so you want to take the rookie path, take it. I mean, 5 years from now, I could say whatever I decide, because I'm already used to being independent. But for now, I'm just a rookie. Like I said before, I'm a rookie. I'm trying to learn about this. So, at least I have my mom knowing about this community and all that stuff. So, I just want to tell her thanks, because she's worked in Westchester for like years and years. I'm not going to mention how many years, because that's classified information. I mean, but yeah, it's quite a long time. And yeah. As well as the program, and listen, I know I'm repeating this again and again, which it's also an adjustment, but at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. Because also think about it, and I probably didn't mention this in the beginning of the show. When you're within this program, there's a certain amount of years where you do have to, pay the program again another thousands of dollars to stay within the program. The thing is that they have repetitive activities that they have. And I don't care if they find out that, yes, I'm going to tell them, of course, that I have a YouTube channel, and if they watch this particular episode, I don't care. They could suspend me. They could say, "Oh, Yaron, please why did you do this and that?" Ani lo mashana li. Ani Amerikai Israeli. Like, deal with it. I grew up in an Israeli family telling me, Yaron, you gotta have balls. Come on. Like, no. Like, and listen, it doesn't really come from that, but it just comes from like having that instinct to say, you know what, if you have a platform, screw it. Just say what's on your mind, because that's how you'll feel much better. And the way that I'm saying the way that I'm expressing about myself within this program, and that they have each year that you have to pay within this program of like, you know, paying yearly. It's kind of like, okay, you know. And listen, this is my, like, literally, I just was here for a year and a half. So, you know, now I have to pay another thousands of dollars somewhat in this month of July, and I have to like be like, do I want to stay here? Do I not? You know what? I'll stay here for 1 year, one more year. But if not, there's no point, you know. Because here's the thing, even I knew outsiders that were from this program that even just like were like, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I can't be within this program. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that were in this program that just left. And I'm like, my God, like, I gotta talk to these people, because, you know, if they've been here for a couple of years and been like, you know, it was ABC, XYZ, whatever, then I could get a sense of like, you know, thinking to myself, can I see myself going to these ongoing activities? No, yes, maybe, so, I don't know. But you gotta like at least take your time in the flow. So, you know, it is what it is, because it's like what I said before in the beginning of the show. I said to myself, I don't want to give up. אני לא רוצה לוותר על סתם מקום שמשלם לי thousands of dollars ולהגיד, הם לא עושים כלום, הם כל הזמן עושים יוגה וציורים והולכים לפארקים והולכים לבאולינג ושמאולינג והייקינג, או אללה, מה זה משנה, אלוהים, כמו, really, like, it doesn't really matter, you know. All it matters is that you try, you like it, you don't like it, tamshich Allah, like we say in Hebrew. It's just a matter of the fact of trying it, you know. And listen, some of these programs, and I'm talking about all of these programs within it's not only in Westchester, but it could be any program. It could be in Tokyo, in Canada. It could be anywhere. It could even be in New York or Los Angeles, or in, like, wherever you are. Any program that is like this for people with intellectual disabilities that have all of these activities or something like that. And you know what? There's a plus side to it, where some of the staff are going to ask you, what should we do for new activities? And it's like, you know what? Like, there is times where I'm like, can we do this? Can we do that? Does the program have enough money to do, you know, like, do, you know, going to, you know, the city, or just doing, I don't know, talent shows or something like that. Sometimes the thing with me as a person, like, they'll do it, but they'll be like, because it's all about the money, like, you know. And I'm not saying that like it's all about the money, but it's like, they'll like, either they'll listen to you and they'll be like, it's not a bad idea, or there'll be a moment where they'll be like, come in from one ear and out the other. It's just the truth. Here, I tried it once. I mean, one time I went to an activity, and the person, one of the staff members, were like, guys, what do you think we should do for the next month? And I think this was like, what, May, June, or something like that, or I think it was like April. And I was like, oh, I've got a lot of ideas, because of course I used to go to activities in the JCC in Long Island. So it was kind of like, to me, I was like, oh shit, I got a lot of ideas. Like, I've got talent shows, and we could go to a restaurant, and like it was just whoa, like, and listen, they also have a point. Some of these staff members are like, we could do some of that, but not a lot, and it's like, because some of it has to do with also, just going to the restaurant, making reservations, but at the same time, providing the food and how much it costs, and like, I listen, I'm pretty new to this as well, so I generally don't know. The only thing I know is I just want to be, the same person that I was, but with a twist of like being here, being in the Jewish community and all that stuff, and just having fun, and there's some like, I said this numerous of times, I want to have fun. I just want like, a lot of things, but you get what you get, and it's like you don't get upset. This saying is known for mankind. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. אתה צריך למחות עם זה, לחיות עם זה. נו. כמו מה, אתה תשב בדירה ותעשה כלום? נו. תרים את התחת ותוציא את עצמך. רוצה לקחת סיבוב בשכונה? Like, you want to listen to Omer Adam and Eden Hasson and all of these guys while you're walking around the city of Westchester? Be my guest, lama lo? But at the same time, just being you and just knowing, okay, Yaron, or like Ashley, or Billy, or אני לא יודע איזה שמות, לא יודע. You have to ask yourself, this is the choice I made. Being in a program like this, do I want to be in it? Yes and no. And I said this numerous of times within this episode. I'm a person that repeats himself. But you have to ask yourself. תשאל את עצמך, מה אני רוצה לעשות בחיים עד שנמאס? מה אני רוצה לעשות? זה לא פשוט. It's not easy. רק חיים אחד. זה כל הקטע. אתה רק חי אחד. Didn't make any sense. אתה רק, you only live once. Disregard that one in Hebrew. I'm running out of words. You see, this is what happens when you speak two languages. You forget. You just speak in gibberish in that language, and you're like, did that make any sense? I don't know. But, no, it's, yeah. Let's just say it's like the song of Kafeh Shechol Chazak. הנה זה קורה. הנה זה קורה מול העיניים. יהיה מה שיהיה. אפילו ששווה על הכתפיים. משהו כזה, לא יודע. But, it is what it is. And just explaining to you guys of what's the lifestyle here. In terms of the lifestyle here and just being in a new place, it's like, you ask yourself, how could I adjust a lot of things here and make it like where I was? Start doing. Here's the thing, half of the times, and I'll be honest, I don't do it. Do you know where I sit? I either sit here and dwell about it, or I sit right over there in my den / living / dining / kitchen. You can't really see it, but kitchen. It is what it is. Sometimes I'll even dance like right over here in my own, bedroom, even though it's a studio and you can literally see the other side of your apartment. I think that's the best part about studios, that there's not a lot of doors. Let's just say that. Although I wanted a one bed, one bath. That I will have to say. But you always have time to think to yourself, okay, this apartment is nice, but I want another one. Or another, like, because of course, it's an apartment where you just rent. So, you take your time and you just ask yourself, you know what? Let me just start seeing how I like it, and that's what I keep on telling myself. So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of everything, everything's good. Trying to make new friends. Of course, in my mind, it's like I really want to meet a lot of, I want to be in the community of my religion, which is the Jewish community, and just like being in that environment of like meeting friends my age and all that stuff, which is a little bit challenging here because like some of the people here like who are Jewish are like in their 30s and their 40s and they already have kids, and I'm like, yeah, I can't really be friends with, like, I mean, you can, but it's like, isn't it awkward? I don't know, like, unless you're part of, like, let's say, like, I don't know, maybe if you're interning or something like that and you bump into a person that's like maybe, your age or something like that. I'm in my 20s, so, Hey, and I mean, at least there's also, dating apps for Jewish people as well, like J-Swipe. Not a sponsor, but I've got to say that is one of the apps. I believe there's like also Jewish online dating and all that stuff. Sometimes you even go on Facebook and they have like Israeli parties on a boat in New York City, and I'm like, damn, kama ze ole? And you just you click on the page, or you click on the event, and it tells you זה עולה $200. אולי בן אדם אחד או בן אדם, like, I think if it was two people, maybe at least $400. Even if it was like maybe four, maybe like 4 people, it would probably been like maybe $800 to be on that boat with Israeli music and just like the vibe itself. There's even like group pages of like Israelim in New York. Like, I mean, the possibilities are endless, you just have to like branch out yourself, market yourself. That's like the best part, even like sometimes I know that we have social media, but it's also like sometimes you have to like shift yourself in and also like be a part of it. I remember I remember one of my friends, my close friends, and I probably said this in maybe a couple of episodes of the Yaron Show, but I remember this quote that one of my friends actually told me, and I'll actually pull up what she told me. She told me, or she didn't tell me, but she put this up on her Instagram page. She said, the more we need to accomplish in life, the more we feel resilience. You see, my reading sucks. But feel resistant. You see, I suck, but I'm gonna skip that word. Um, yeah, the more we, I'm going to start all over right now, but yeah. The more we need to accomplish in life, the more we need to feel resil, oh my god, it's such a hard word. Um, Skip to the next one, since I need to read more often. I don't think audiobooks is enough, or just like one of those like books. But I'm going to skip that word. Respond to the mission, not to the blockage. And that was from a good friend of mine that I kind of look up to for years and years. Of course, that person didn't know me at first, but until it was like a couple of years later. This story could go on and on and on, but she said it best, Respond to the mission. Respond to the mission, not to the blockage. I think that's like the best quote a person could ever tell himself. Now, I don't know if this is her actual quote, but I know that it's something really inspiration that I kind of find. Also, another one that I really follow is what Gary Fee says, and he always says, "Fuck up on purpose," and then everything turns shit, and then it just goes upside. It's so smart, because you know why? Sometimes in life you always have to fuck up on purpose, and then you just gotta learn from your mistakes. Admit. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much about it. I'm living life. There's some days where I'm like, fuck, I want to go back to LI. And then there's like some days where I'm like, ugh, I am going to Long Island tomorrow, so, it's kind of going to be an emotional weekend, And I'm also going to have friends from Long Island coming on Tuesday, so that's kind of going to be a good feeling, Think about it. When you drive from Long Island to Westchester, it's like, it's quite a drive. And even like coming back, like, later on, like around maybe 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or even 3 o'clock, it's an hour sometimes. No matter where you live in Long Island. It could even take 2 if you live in like Suffolk County or something like that. But it's quite a ride. It's like you like if you're going to travel from Long Island to Westchester, it's like you got to have your headphones and listen to music, or just just talk to your friends if you're like going somewhere in Westchester or something like that. It's just a matter of the long distance. But it is what it is. Listen. My mom devoted her time to drive all the way from Long Island to here, working in this Jewish community, and I really applaud that for my mom. She's done a lot, and we all respected the decision that we all made together and said, you know what, we want her to be closer to her job, and whatever our mom is doing, and we're doing it. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I know it's been a really, really long time. And make sure to like and subscribe. Also, ring those notification bells, just if you want to watch, my videos. Nick's Take, The Game Changer, maybe my vlogs. But if you only want to watch one of them, go to the playlist and just check that off. It's like ringing the notification bell, but only for The Game Changer or Nick's Take or my vlogs or whatever. And you'll be getting more inside scoop. I will also put some of the, podcast versions of The Game Changer and Nick's Take on Spotify. I know I haven't been doing that in a long time, but in a way, I'll do it, right now. I'll tell you that for a fact. So, But anyways, guys, I hope you had a good time listening to this. Make sure to share this video. Even share this video with your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, your uncle. Even for those who do watch Knicks Take, make sure to share it with your mom and dad, who's a diehard Knicks fan since 1970. Same thing goes for your grandma and your grandpa and your uncle and your aunt, maybe your cousins who are literally diehard Knicks fans since the early 90s or 2000s, or list goes on and on and on. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop talking now and head on going. So anyways, guys, peace. What's up, guys? It's your boy Yaron. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And also, make sure to check out some of my other videos. Anyways, guys, peace.